Hey, hey, hey. Hopefully my sound is good. Y'all, I had so much technical difficulties this morning. But good morning. Good morning. As you come in, drop your name in the comments. Let me know if you can hear my sound. It's been a minute since I've been on here, but I'm so excited, y'all. So excited. Let me turn my phone. Okay. All right. So today we are talking about the assumptions that people have made about me and how to really step out of that box. So if you are someone who thinks constantly on like, what will they think? Or if I do this, then this is going to happen. This live is for you. Okay. So I'm Alyssa Braddix, and I'm a certified Christian coach who helps Christian women uncover and get rid of toxic mental blocks that are keeping them stuck in their life so they can live the abundant life God has for them. That's literally the point, okay? And again, do me a favor, hit the share button on whatever platform you're watching on and share this with anyone you think could benefit from this live. And feel free to ask any questions throughout. I will get to them towards the end for like a short Q&A. So yes, I'm just going to pop out the chat so I can see y'all when y'all come in. Okay, there we go. Okay, so today we're talking about the assumptions people have made about me, and how I stepped out of the boxes they tried to put me in. To those who follow me on Instagram, y'all know that I am doing this Your Story Power Challenge, and I'm basically getting vulnerable, sharing my story, and shaking up my content a little bit. Like, I'm excited for it, but like at the same time, like it's truly stretching. So, but I know it's going to be good. But I will be doing this throughout the whole month of October. So you want to make sure that you subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss any of my live streams where I'll be sharing more of my stories and helping y'all out. Now that's out of the way, let's get into it. So, some of the assumptions that people have made about me is that I'm stuck up, I'm really quiet, I'm extra, I'm weird. And one of the ones that I want to focus on that I get a lot is that I am perfect. And a lot of the times people are like, what? Like, that's not a bad assumption. But let me tell you, perfection is real. And I'm going to get into it in this live, okay? So one of the number one things that people have said is that I am perfect. And when people assume this about me, what it did is it made me feel weird about expressing my truths, asking for help, saying that I was stressed out, overloaded, that I needed a break, like admitting that I'm human, that I'm not superwoman. Because I don't know about you, but like we do not have time to be superwoman, okay? But what it did is it caused me to bottle up my emotions. And funny story, but I remember at my old job, I was managing a store and an issue happened with someone who came in the store to fill in for me. So we ended up like getting on this call with my district manager so we could address it and, keep the peace and whatnot. And at one point in the conversation, she said something and my chest started beating so fast, y'all. And after the call, I called my husband and I was like, babe, at one point, my heart was beating so fast. Like, I don't know what was going on. And y'all, he just laughed at me and was like, babe, that's anger. And I was so shocked, y'all. Like, it was funny, but it was sad because I had bottled up my emotions to the point where I didn't even recognize what anger felt like in my own body. So that's pretty sad. But when people throw like, oh, like you're perfect, and you feel like you have to amount to this perfection, it really causes issues like bottling up your emotions to the point where you can't even determine, like, oh, this is what anger feels like in me. Oh, this is my truth. You can't even distinguish that. So thankfully, like at this time, I was in the middle of doing a lot of like growing in my faith as well as soul work. So I was able to at least pick up on the fact that, like, oh, like my heart was beating really fast. What's that? You know, combining faith and soul work is the number one key to stepping out of the boxes people try to put you in. Faith and soul work, y'all. This is why I'm sharing the assumptions people made about me. I want you to know that you don't have to stay in their box. You don't have to live up to what they're saying about you. And I had the belief that in order to fit in, I had the assumption that in order to fit in, I had to meet their standards. If they say something good, do more of that. If it's bad, do less of that. Like, has anybody else dealt with trying to fit in or people please? Like, you know, or you assume what someone thinks about you, so you try to adjust to them. Like, that was my issue. Let me know in the comments if that has been an issue of yours too. Okay, so let me tell you why this belief doesn't work. It literally doesn't work. I realized that when you dim your light, you can't be who God has created you to be. And the word says you're a light set on top of a hill. Like, you weren't created to hide your light. You literally weren't created for that. And who you truly are will always come out, always. Like, I don't know how many times I tried to blend in and be something that I wasn't. It always comes out. What you have to realize is that people's assumptions, their opinions, their beliefs, or their perceptions of who you are have nothing to do with you. It has something to do with them. I always say, like, it's none of my business. Like, their opinions about me, their beliefs about me, it's none of my business, because it's not. And Elijah says, facts. Yes. What does matter is what you choose to let into your soul. Your soul is your mind, your emotions, and your will or your behavior. Let me just say, it's not enough to say, oh, that didn't bother me. Like, it actually has to not bother you. There was this TikTok of this lady, and she showed her face after a little child called her fat, and she's like brushing it off like, kids. And then the next clip, she's bawling her eyes out over it. And like, the TikTok was funny, but it's real, because that's what we do. Like, so many times I've let what people said or believed about me to affect me. And in the beginning, I'm like, oh, whatever, no big deal. Like, that's not true. But behind closed doors or like further down the road, I'm really messed up over it. So you have to make sure that you are consistently and constantly working on your faith and doing the soul work, so you can have that self-awareness to know what's going on with you. Like, what have you let in? And to really maintain your abundance. And when I say abundance, I'm not just talking about finances, y'all. Like, abundance doesn't just mean finance. Abundance is your joy, your inner peace, healthy relationships. Like, abundance is so much more than just materialistic. So you have to know what the word says about you. You have to be able to examine your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors. Like, literally ask yourself, is it lining up? And if it's not, why not? Like, dig deep. For me, trying to strive for perfection was attached to fear of rejection. When I got real with myself, when I started doing the inner work, I realized, oh, I am striving for this perfection thing because I have assumed that in order for me to not be rejected, I need to be perfect, or I need to meet their standards. I need to do what they want me to do. And a lot of times, if I'm honest, you don't know what people want you to do. You're just assuming. You literally don't even know. So perfection, it didn't work. So I always ended up going back to myself. And at the end of the day, it's not what people say about you, it's what you think about you. It's about what you choose to do with the information that they have actually shared with you, what you choose to do with the actual facts. Like an assumption is when you believe something based on your own thoughts or beliefs without any proof. You don't have any proof of it. So you have to decide what you choose to do with the actual proof or what they actually told you. And regardless of what others thought, I had to learn to accept myself, to love myself. Your mindset, your beliefs, how you feel will dictate what actions you take and ultimately your life. Mindset is extremely important. And I believe the number one thing keeping Christian women stuck and feeling unsatisfied with their life is toxic mental blocks, like believing you have to please people in order to fit in or be approved. That is not an abundant life. Okay, that is not an abundant life. And when you think that you have to people please to fit in, what it does is it slips into the other areas of your life. Because if you can believe in your friendships, I have to people please in order to fit in, you're also going to determine how you're going to treat yourself by that ideology, by that belief, how you're going to operate in your business, how your other relationships are going to work, how you're going to parent your child, and so much more. Like, you can't just have a belief in one area. Like, that belief is literally going to slip into all the other areas of your life, which is why I really hone in on the faith and soul work component. Like, that's my specialty. Nouriched Soul LLC was created with the belief that everyone deserves to have a nourished and rich soul. So you can live your life from overflow with joy, peace, and freedom. Like it says that God came to give us abundant life. I believe that. So we have rights to an abundant life. We deserve to live a life with joy, freedom, peace. So I created a one-on-one coaching program called Faith and Soul Work that will help you uncover the toxic mental blocks that are keeping you stuck in your life so you can tap into your abundant life that God has for you. To those who are ready to have support and get tailored strategies and grow in faith while doing the work, apply for this program. Apply for this program. It's an exclusive program, and I only accept those who I know will benefit from the program. So make sure you apply at bit.ly/NS work with me. Okay. And again, that program is for people who are really ready to tap into the abundant life that God has for them. Like, you don't want to have toxic mental blocks that are affecting you stepping out in your business. Like, if I didn't deal with my toxic mental blocks, there's no way I would be on here doing a live stream. There's no way I would be walking out being confident in what God called me to do, because my toxic mental blocks are going to cause my actions to dim down. And we don't want to dim down. We want what God has for us, period. Okay. And I dropped the link in the comment, and I'll put it in the description box as well for those catching this replay. And there's limited seating, so if you're thinking about it, apply now, and you definitely want to get in. I always say you don't know what you don't know. It took me years to get through like all of the toxic mental blocks. And it's not like that it disappeared, but I know what to do now when they come up. So it took me years to get through that process. And I have a business coach as well. So I've realized that when you partner with someone who has already went through it, who already has the tools and the keys that you need, you can get out of it much faster than doing it by yourself. So if you're really like feeling stuck and just unsatisfied in your life, like, you know that God has called you to do some amazing things, and you know that God has called you to be a confident person, a person that's joyful, a person that feels like they have a place in the world, make sure that you definitely apply to the Faith and Soul Work program. Let me see if there's any questions. Okay. Well, for those of you who have questions or think of questions, or you're watching the replay, make sure you drop your questions down below. I do look at the comments and I will reply to you. And to those who join me on this live stream or watching the replay, make sure that you check me out on Instagram. Send me a DM and let me know what you got out of this message. And if I can help you with any questions that you may have. My Instagram is Nouriched Soul. Well, it's been real, y'all. I'm so glad that I actually did a live stream. It's been a minute since I've been on here. But yeah, it's been real. Thank you all for joining. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss my next video. Love you all. Bye.